Hi there, welcome to No Nonsense Whiskey. My name is Vin PF, and on today's episode we've got another Heroes and Heretics bottling for you. This one is of their new branding, the Falls of Caledonia. Now it's worth saying at the top of the show, you might have seen right at the start the paid promotion thing popping up. Now they've sent me this bottle for free for review. There's been kind of no money changing hands, so the paid promotion is just there so that I meet the rules of YouTube and to let you guys know that I did receive this bottle for free for the review. Now that said, of course, my opinion is never bought, and I will always give my full and frank opinion on these things, and it just so happens that I work with Heroes and Heretics a lot because I really like the stuff that they're putting out, and if I didn't, I can promise you I wouldn't be covering their stuff. That's a fact. On to this one then, and this one's an interesting one because as you might be able to tell from the colour of this thing, this is probably likely to be a heavily sherried whiskey, and you know, if you watch the channel, I don't really vibe off of sherried whiskies very often, and they have to be kind of truly exceptional for me to enjoy them. Sometimes I get sulphur on them, sometimes I don't, and there have been instances where I've loved them in the past, absolutely. And spoiler alert for this one right here is a good one, absolutely. Now a couple of stats for you on here. This is a 6-year-old whiskey, you might be able to see from the label on here. This is a 6-year-old whiskey, and this is a Glentauchers, and it's aged in a sherry hogshead. 54%, all good numbers that we like. This is non-chill filtered, no added colour, single cask. And for that, you're paying roughly sort of £55, £60, depending on where you look. I think if you even go on their actual website themselves, Heroes and Heretics, then it's 53 quid. So I think postage might apply to those sorts of things as well. But basically, what I'm trying to say is it is quite cheap for what you're getting, I think. Not very often do you see a Glentauchers on their kind of like original bottlings. You also don't see them this young, ordinarily. Usually they're around about sort of 10 years' time. But one thing I will say is you don't see them this colour. I mean, that is just insane. Insane. For 6 years old, that is absolutely insane. I think all that's fair to do is have a look at the whiskey now and see what we've actually got inside the glass. Again, let's have a quick look at that colour. Really nice, deep, coppery colour on that. For only 6 years, absolutely astounding. Let's have a go on the nose and see what we've got. Now, I don't say it very often, but we are in the realms of the kind of like that sherry bomb area now. Obviously, huge sherry notes. This to me is like liquid raisins, but it's also got like mixed in with it some kind of honey elements to it, and a big kind of thick treacle, almost like fudge-like. Basically, lots of awesome sweet stuff going on. Not a hint of sulphur in this at all. So, already, I'm happy with that. But, it's just an astoundingly deep nose. ABV a little bit in there as well. Obviously, we're talking 54%, so it's not a low ABV. Oh, yeah, really nice. Very dessert-like. Let's get onto the palate and see what we've got there. Oh, it's quite thick and viscous. Lots of ABV hit going on there, but there's also sweet sugars, dried fruits, those kind of like raisins that we were talking about earlier. But on top of that, this really luxurious kind of dessert stuff going on, like dark chocolate, honey, that sort of thing. Really nice. In terms of finish, it's I wouldn't say it's like overly long, kind of medium long, but it's lovely, sweet, spicy, very mouth-watering, not drying at all. It's just really super sweet. It keeps going and going and going until it gets to its kind of like drop-off, I guess, and then you're ready for your next one. So I'll have another sip here. Really, really lovely. Now, as I said at the top of the show, I have a bit of hit or miss relationship with sherry, and I've been generally, I don't want to say avoiding it, but I've been generally kind of like staying away from sherry a little bit over the last few years, mainly because there's been so many that I've really not liked, but stuff like this is really turning me back on to the sherry vibes. You know, yes, there's going to be some whiskies out there that I don't like. Of course there is. You know, that's the same with kind of any subgenre of the genre itself. But I love trying stuff like this because it really challenges those stupid misconceptions that I've got in the back of my head. Whereas, I don't really get on with sherry, so I should avoid it, which is absolute nonsense. You know, there's obviously exceptions to the rule. There's obviously things that kind of meet that rule, but it's lovely to try something that's made me reconnect with sherry, let's say. That said, I don't think many of you are going to be in the same boat as me. Obviously, a great many people vibe off the sherry, and I think this is definitely going to be a winner, especially for the price we're talking about here. Yes, it's a 6-year-old whiskey, but you can see by the colour that it's been aged well. There's not a hint of that kind of like a new makey maltiness going on inside of this. You might be casually thinking about a biscuity sort of element to it on the back end, maybe, but yeah, really any hint of that youth has been taken away by the barrel on this. This hogshead is just absolutely astounding. It must have been so fresh when it first got that Glentauchers in it. But yeah, definitely. I mean, you've seen me enthuse about Heroes and Heretics before. It's a genuine thing. I really enjoy the stuff they're doing. If you haven't tried any of their stuff yet, please do go and check them out, because nearly all of their bottlings are astounding. Right from their kind of like cheaper end, the 48, the blended is just really lovely. And there's definitely something in there for everybody. There's peated stuff that I absolutely adore, and then this stuff here, the sherry stuff has kind of really switched me back over again to sherry. So yeah, go and check it out. This one is still available now. It's on the Heroes and Heretics website. It's on Master of Malt. There'll be links in the description below, and please do go and check them out.